Hi, my friends. This is Simone Marie with Spiritual Masters in the Making. And today I would like to talk to you about how to spiritually attract love in your life, romantic love in your life. We all want to be loved. Everyone wants to be loved. Coming into this world, what we seek is love. If a baby is neglected and not loved, usually that person has problems for the rest of their life. So most of us are on a continuous pursuit for unconditional love. And so I would like to show you how to spiritually attract love in your life. And how do we attract love in our life? Is that we have to vibrate on a level of love, which is a higher vibrational energy. And the higher that we elevate and connect to people that are loving, the more likely we are to attract love into our life. I remember on my journey, I was in the process of healing some years back. I was in the process of healing. I had gotten out of a bad relationship, and I wanted to attract love into my life. I wanted to have happiness in that way in my life and attract, a person that I can spend the rest of my life with. And I was able to do that. I actually had a magnetic attraction um, to my mate, to my husband. That's now my husband. I had a magnetic, when we met, we had a magnetic attraction. And when I say a magnetic attraction, what I mean is literally when we met the first date, the first time that we met, it was such a surreal moment. And we both could feel, I could feel and he could feel a very um, a very magnetic attraction. And this attraction was just like a magnet. If you would put two magnets together, this is my daughter right here, um, our daughter. Um, a magnetic attraction. If you've ever taken two magnets and really strong magnets, and you put them next to each other, they just want to come together. And this is actually how this felt. I've never experienced this ever in my life. I never even knew it was possible. But I'll tell you, prior to that happening, prior to that happening, I was working on myself. And in actuality, I wasn't solely thinking and seeking a relationship. I felt that it would be, I desired to have love into my life, romantic love in my life, but I was not seeking love in my life. I was seeking loving myself. And that is the first way to attract love into your life. To attract the love of your life is that you start to love yourself unconditionally. And the way that I started to love myself unconditionally is that I first started to do affirmations. I did affirmations. I wrote down affirmations of how I would like my life to look. I wrote affirmations of how I wanted my mate to look, or the attributes that I wanted my mate to have. And those are the major attributes that he has, which one of my I'm a very ambitious person. So one of the main attributes I wanted in a mate was that he was an ambitious person, that we could build some things together. And so I laid it out and I would affirm these things every single day. And when you affirm it, the best way to manifest is that you get your emotions involved and you say these things and you do physical activity. When you do physical activity, that gets your emotions, it gets into your emotions, your emotional body. And so you want this to get into your emotional body and become part of your subconscious mind. And when it becomes part of your subconscious mind, you begin to naturally attract those things. Your whole being, your whole physiology will go towards those things that you are desiring. And so if it's love, you are going to go in that direction. Or just like with me, that was part of my affirmations. So everything energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally, in every level was going in that direction. And so, not only that, I was affirming things, affirming not only romantic love in my life, but the love of others in my life. And so, I started. The second thing I did was, besides continuing on with the affirmations, and also I did guided visualization. So I would visualize what I wanted. And these things would manifest. And so the second thing that I did was I began Reiki therapy. And when I began Reiki therapy, I was very dedicated. Every 2 weeks, I would get Reiki therapy. And a lot of blocks were removed. A lot of traumas that I had experienced in past relationships, a lot of the things that didn't serve me, a lot of the things that I may have been courted to was removed. So I was able to receive my friends. And so that is what happened. But while getting Reiki therapy, this is a great testimony. I had a high school friend that called my brother. I hadn't talked to him since high school. It was probably about 20 years, almost 20 years at that time, that I had spoken with this person. And he called my brother and he said, well, he had become a minister. He had been involved in, he's involved in the church and things. And he said, he's a prophet, but he had a word for me from God. He said, he had a word for me for God. And he said, you have been through a lot in relationships, and a lot, the people that you have been through did not deserve you and what you had to offer. And so he said, when you find God has someone for you, and you will know without a shadow of a doubt who that person is. You will know without a shadow of a doubt. And I didn't know what he meant by that. He also said that God is going to block people that are not for you. So what happened was men would literally come up pursuing me. I may give them, when I was on the dating scene, my phone number or something like that, or we're supposed to go out on a date. Every single time something would happen. A lot of times something would happen where we don't connect or something like that. Some weird thing happens. And so when I met my husband, what happened was I was actually invited by my Reiki therapist. I was invited to this fundraiser. I was invited to a fundraiser um, during the spring equinox, which is the true New Year. Um, and so I was invited to that fundraiser, and it was a breakfast. And so when I um, she asked me to come. And she said, well, it's $20. We asked for a donation of $20. So me, I was thinking, I was kind of on the fence if I wanted to go or not. I wasn't sure about the organization. I know when you go to different with different groups and organizations, they want you to join and things like that. And I was like, well, I don't really want to join any organizations right now and things like that. And I went to her and I said, well, here's $20. I'll give you $20 to donate, but I can't come. And she said, no, you have to come. And she said, wear red. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be coming. And so what happened is I end up coming. I was going to take, I had one daughter at that time, and I was going to take her there. And something happened. She ended up going to her grandparents' house or something like that, something around those lines. And she ended up not coming. But I went to the event by myself, and I didn't know anyone except for my Reiki practitioner. And it was a beautiful event. It was a beautiful event. They had vegan, vegetarian foods. At the time, I was vegan. Um, it was great, and I sat down, I was mingling with people, introducing myself and things like that, and just, enjoying um, the ambience and things like that, and enjoying the people that were there. And all of a sudden, my now husband walks in the room. He walks in the room, they're late. And so we're sitting down. It was at the time that everyone was eating. Everyone had got their food and everyone was eating. And I was sitting down eating, and I seen him, and he came with his mother and his mother's friend. She had a couple friends with her. And so he soon as he walked in the room, my heart started beating. I never experienced that in my life. My heart started beating as soon as I saw him. This is the beginning of this. My heart started beating. And so I went to the buffet. They had it like the food buffet style. So I went to the buffet, and, to get some, they had natural juice. I got some natural juice. It was great. The food was great. And so I went to get natural juice. I came back to my seat, and it happened. He was sitting like right next to me. He chose a seat like right next to me. I don't know if he knew I was sitting there or not, but he chose a seat right next to me. And so we went through, I moved back. The tables were very close. They're like the long tables, and then they were very close. He was sitting at the table right next to mine. And so when I went to come in, I kind of bumped him, and I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, that's all right. Um, and so in my mind, I was saying, I really, it's something about this guy and that I really like. And I hope that he feels the same way about me. And I didn't express that or anything, because I'm kind of old fashioned. I'm not going to pursue a guy. Like, it's not comfortable for me pursuing men, or, showing, you know, showing that I have interest in things like that. And so at the end of the event, what happened was he introduced himself, and he told me, well, I asked him what he do, and he said he's in business. He showed me some of the things that he's doing, and that's exactly what I was looking for, because I'm in business, and I was in business at the time, working on some projects with some other partners and things like that. And I was telling him some of the things I was doing, and he was quite interested. And it was like we connected, and things just stopped. And so he said, well, can I walk you to your car? And he's just like, we're kind of tranced in a way. And he walked me to his car. His mother was there, and she's looking like, you know what's going on. And so he walked me to the car, and he said, well, can we meet up later on? And so we were going to go out. We met up, And what happened is we met up, and then what happened is when we connected, we end up not even, we were going to go out. We end up not even going out. We end up talking for hours and hours and hours. We actually talked until 4 o'clock in the morning, the next morning, nonstop. And there were so many things that we connected with. And there was a energetic attraction. There was a magnetic attraction, just like a magnet. And I asked him, I said, do you feel that? And he said, yeah, I didn't know that you felt that. It's like a magnet. It felt just like a magnet. And my husband is very skeptical. He's very, he's not into like spirituality and things like that. He's not involved in those things. And he's very skeptical of things. But even to this day, he will admit that experience how we were magnetically attracted to each other. And with that experience, we have been together now for over 7 years, every single day. Now we have three small children. I have one, both of us. Our youngest um, was 14 years old when we, well, no, our youngest was around 12 years old. My daughter is around 12, going on 13 years old. And when my daughter was 14, we had our first child. And, both of our daughters are the same age. And it's ironic because my daughter is named after me, and his daughter is named after her mother. It's just an ironic situation. I thought that was interesting. And so um, we were magnetically attracted. But I think what happened and what caused me to meet my soulmate, or you could say my twin flame, or magnetic, um, magnetic attraction, had the magnetic attraction with him, is because I was working on myself at the time. 100% learning to love myself and expressing more and more love to myself, which was, spreading out to the world. My friends, I will say that if you are interested in attracting more love into your life and attracting more, and attracting love into your life, please contact me, because what happens is when we're doing spiritual work, I'm a spiritual therapist. My modality is neurointuitive um, therapy, and I'm also a spiritual transformational coach. And with my modality, what happens is I start working with people, and they become more attractive. Back when I was getting Reiki therapy, I wasn't aware that this was something that was happening. I knew people were more attracted to me, men were more attracted to me, and things like that. The situation with the magnetic attraction that me and my now husband has is something that I didn't expect. But in my practice now with my clients, I've seen it time and time again that they come in, I do my energy work, I do my spiritual work, I have them cleanse from the inside out, cleansing their body, spiritual baths, and also cleansing their space, cleaning their space, and then cleansing their space with sage and frankincense and myrrh and things like that, and bringing in blessings. Attracts people on the outside. The first thing that people say is to them is they have a glow. And people will come up to them and say, it's something about you. You have a glow. And so a lot of times, and I tell people when I start working with them, people are going to be more attracted to you. People are going to be more attracted. And what I notice is, like, one of my clients, she cannot keep the men off of her now. Prior to us working together, that was not the case. But now, when we start working together and doing the energy work, I'm a Reiki master and also trained in other energy healing modalities. She started really attracting a lot of men. She started really attracting. But right now, what I advise to people, don't just jump into things. Even though people are attracted, they're going to be attracted because you're vibrating on a higher level. What I tell people is to work on yourself as much as possible. Let's get to the goals that we want to get to, and then pursue the right relationship, because a lot of times these people are having a lot of different suitors that are interested. And a lot of people are not used to attracting so many people, and so that is how powerful spiritual attraction is. And so the thing is, if it is something that you're interested in, if you're interested in becoming more attractive to people, not only it doesn't have to be in relationships, but just more attractive to people, more, you may be, want to attract the right job, you want to attract the right people around you to network with, you're in business, or you want to just attract quality relationships. We can work together, my friends. Please visit me at Mark Lakshmi, MarkLuxmi.com to book your consultation so that we can start on our journey to attract the love that you desire in your life, be it romantic or with friends, however you want to attract that, or even within yourself. The main thing that is most important is that we love ourselves, and learning how to love ourselves. I've had several of my clients actually marry themselves. They've actually bought rings and they put that ring on the right finger for marrying themselves, so that and if they're not married, they'll have the left finger open for the suitor, whoever they're going to marry. And so leaving that open, leaving that door open. And so, um, again, if you would like to go down the path of being able to attract the right person into your life, the right man or woman into your life, just please contact me. Again, my website is marklukshmi.com, MarkLuxmi.com. And thank you for watching, and namaste. May the divine light in me bow to the divine light in you. And Ashe, my friends. And that means, so let it be. Thank you.